Another night tour. We are at the Four Sephardic Synagogues at Jerusalem. Now, I'm sure that you know that place. No, maybe not the story, but look at the dome above it. This is the ruined synagogue. I do have a lot of videos about it. I think now we can see it better. It's a beautiful synagogue that was rebuilt at 2010 after he'd been destroyed by the Jordanians at 1948 when they occupied the old city that was supposed to be owned by United Nations. Then when we came in 1967, we excavated and we started to build it. But in front of you, there are 4 different synagogues that never been destroyed by the Jordanians. Why? The first synagogue behind the wall was built by Yochanan Ben Zakai, which is such an important rabbi because he felt that city will be destroyed at the Roman time, 70 AD. Then he ran away to the city of Yavne next to Tel Aviv, and he started to organize all the Jewish prayers, because until then people prayed only at the Jewish temple by the high priest. They didn't know the prayers by heart. Then he knew that Judaism will be different after the destruction of the Jewish temple. He was the Sanhedrin, in a way kind of the high priest of the Sanhedrin, the COO of it. No one could go outside the city because it's a siege, a Roman siege. The only way to go out of the city, to leave the city, is to die. Then he pretended to die. I mean, kind of a funeral for a person that didn't die, and they organized a ceremony. They went out of the city and ran away. The zealots used to check that the person died. They used to stab him, but because he was a very famous person, they didn't touch his body, and then survived. I want you to notice that the building is lower than the other buildings. There is a reason for it. What the elders wanted to tell us 500 years after that event, which is it an historic event or not, that we must be united. The destruction of the temple was because we weren't united. We were against each other, and this is the most important message here. The Torah actually told the Jews to be united is okay, but to be united and to feel that we are better than others, this is not good as well. Then this is beautiful, modesty, lovely. I love it. Another legend of Yochanan Ben Zakai is when he left Jerusalem, he came to Vespasianus and said, "Hello, dear Caesar." And Vespasianus said, "I'm not the Caesar. Neron is the Caesar. That is a good reason to kill you." But then he heard that Neron died, and he said, "All right, you're a very wise man. I'm going to Rome." And he was crowned as a Caesar. Yochanan Ben Zakai, the rabbi, left Jerusalem with everything that was there, with all the history, and in Yavne, he actually gathered all the wise men, and he He didn't change, but he actually saw a different perspective of Judaism. Everything is to remember the temple, but the new Judaism don't need a temple. They can survive without it until the third temple will be built. And that was 70 AD. He could ask from Vespasianus, Jerusalem, but he didn't. Then he had a lot of doubts for the rest of his life. Maybe I made a mistake. So many wise rabbis like Akiva were so against him. You could ask for Jerusalem. And just before he died, he said to his pupils, to his students, soon I will meet God himself and I will know if I made a mistake or not. Then doubts. It's a beautiful story of a human being. It's such a strong decision. Jerusalem or an unknown city of Yavne. Jerusalem or Yavne. What do you think? Did they make a mistake? I'm not sure that there is an answer for that, but let's try, let's listen, write something in the comment about it. The legend actually tells us that at the minute he died, he saw Hezekiah. Hezekiah had to make the same decision, but he chose Jerusalem. A Syrian came to destroy Jerusalem. He could surrender, but he said, no, Jerusalem will stay in our hand. Totally different than Yochanan Ben Zakai. The Assyrians destroyed all the cities of Judea, 46 cities, but couldn't defeat Jerusalem. Which one is the true? Hezekiah, Israel been destroyed in his time, but Jerusalem was saved. Yochanan Ben Zakai, Jerusalem been destroyed, but the rest been saved. It's like the negative of those two. It's amazing to understand that Hezekiah came to him and took him to heaven. It's okay. You choose very good chosen. There's no answer for that. 1,500 years later, the people who were flee from Spain came to here and built the first synagogue and named it Yochanan Ben Zakai. He went outside Jerusalem to save the people, and here we are bringing you back to Jerusalem. Amazing story. Love it. Then why the building is low? 16th century, when they built it, the Arabs here, the Muslims here, didn't allow them to do that. But they've been forced to accept that by the Ottomans. So ask the people from Spain, the Jews from Spain, to come to help the bad situation of their economic. Then they came and they built a synagogue. It's lower because the Muslims wanted to tell them, you're lower than us. Another thing that you can see here is that this is a mihrab. Then although it's a synagogue, for so many years, every Muslim who entered to that synagogue knew exactly where Mecca is, that the Muslims are praying through Mecca. Then here it is. At the synagogue, there are two Torah arcs, one for the Jewish books, Jewish Bible, the other one is for the Quran. Together with that synagogue, there are another 3 amazing synagogues. And if you will subscribe to my channel, look for the Four Sephardic Synagogue story. I have few videos about it. Such an amazing place. The Sephardic Jews from Arabic countries, this time it's from Spain itself, believe that when the Messiah will come, and it's not Jesus, he will come first to that synagogue. He will blow the shofar that is now at that window, and he will light the menorah of the temple with the oil that's waiting for him. There's an oil lamp there that's waiting for him. Beautiful story, isn't it? Jerusalem. I love it. I love it. Guys, if you like that video and you want to see more, I do have more than 21,000 videos. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to support my channel, because I'm not working, it's wartime, and this is the only thing that I can do, then you can support me via PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee, which are at the description, at the link, and in there through YouTube. Look for the like sign. Next to it, there is a shape of a heart. You are the only income of mine. Please, thank you very much. But before we are saying goodbye, I want you to see the ruined synagogue. We saw the dome of it, but it's so beautiful to see it at night time. Remember? Forgot to mention, the Four Sephardic Synagogue never been destroyed by the Jordanians. They use it as a stable for the animals. The ruined synagogue, which was an Ashkenazi synagogue, been destroyed and rebuilt. Look at that. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. I love Jerusalem. Guys, thank you for being with me in that lovely 11 minutes video. Bye bye.